You don't need one computer. One computer cannot do that. So the many computers that you need, that your company needs to do that, they will contact you as the solutions architect. So it's now your job to go into cloud and come up with the right number of systems, each system having adequate resources in terms of the storage, in terms of the processing, and in terms of the memory. And not just spinning up servers. You also know what operating system needs to run on the server. You add it to this, you build. It is that building that is called architecting. So you architect, and the systems, the environment, the security, the availability, the operating system, the applications. You don't design the application, it's not coding. But when the application is designed, you must make sure that the application can fit into the infrastructure that you have architected for that goal. So your job would be to be able to go into cloud, and because imagine that the cloud is a place of not just enormous, inexhaustible. You cannot finish the resources that are there. So it's now up to you to go there and say, this is what I want. Oh, you charge me $2 per day for this service, I'll need this, I'll need this, I'll need this. And then you put them all together to come up with the architecture that you need to fit the goal of the project. So this is what you'll be doing. So it means that what you expect to become at the end of this lecture is to be able to go into cloud. Specifically, there are three major kinds of clouds. The cloud that is owned and run by Amazon, that cloud is called AWS. Another cloud that is owned and run by Microsoft, that cloud is called Microsoft Azure. Then a cloud that is owned and run by Google, called Google Cloud. These are the three biggest of the world cloud market. These three alone are taking over 60%. So the remaining 100 or 200 are sharing the remaining 40%. So we don't talk so much about it. We focus on these three. But again, we are not going to use all of these three. We are going to just going to take one of them, focus on that, learn everything we can about solutions architecting within that one, and be able to do everything relating to solutions architecting. And the one that we have chosen is the one that has the highest market share. In other words, when you are looking for a job, the one that most, in other words, when I say most, I mean like over 50%. Out of every 10 employers, over 5 of them will be using AWS cloud to deploy their services. So based on the market and what employers are looking for, both based on the jobs available out there in the real world, we have chosen to go with AWS as our cloud platform where you will practice, where we'll take you to practice everything. If the noise continues, I'm going to block you permanently because you are distracting and disturbing us. So if I identify you, it will not be good. Please mute yourselves. If you don't have noise in your background, no problem, you don't have to mute. But if the noise is disturbing everyone, mute yourself. Alright, now do you have a picture of where we are going? And do you have the picture of where we are coming from? We are coming from a corporate background and we are moving into cloud. The corporate way is the way that it used to be done, the conventional, the traditional way, and cloud is the modern way. It is with this cloud now that things that were not possible 10 years, 15 years, 20 years ago are now possible. It is with cloud that these new technologies that you hear about every time, with the facilities, amenities, the services, enormous capability in cloud that is making so many things possible. And this, like some of you said at the beginning, it's not just the future, it's already here because it has come. It's no longer like it's in the future. It has come now and we are living in that era where cloud and related technology, the norm now. Now between corporate networks and cloud, there is something called enterprise networks. And enterprise network will simply mean where the network is not localized within a building. It's not a LAN, right? When the network is localized within a building, especially within a building, you call it local area network. In terms of the geographical span, we call that network local area network, all right? So in terms of operating system and the way that that network is managed, we call it corporate network. But in terms of its geographical spread, we call it local area network. Now, what about when we have a network like a telecoms network, for example, a network like MTN of over several millions, to be modest, let's just say 20 million different subscribers. Are they localized? Are they all within the same building? No, that's not corporate network. Unless you are talking about the network within MTN head office, just the network and the connection of computers used loosely. Within that, then you could say their corporate office or their corporate network in that office. But when you are now including their subscribers from all over Nigeria, sometimes even all over the world, depending, then it is no longer a local area network. That kind of network where you have people connected, the server, although they may call their server a different name, not necessarily server, all right, they call their server switch. That kind of network where we have millions of people scattered from Warri, Port Harcourt, Lagos, are connected to the same network. That is called enterprise network. So it means it's not localized, it's spread across and managed from a central. And when you do have a central server managing thousands and millions remote devices like that, then that central server will not run the same operating system that the corporate server runs. So whereas the corporate server that manages 300, 400, 700 computers is very okay to run Windows Server operating system, this other server that is running the enterprise will crash under that load of thousands of connections, whether wired or wireless, running Windows operating system. So there's a more robust, more scalable, more secured, more flexible, a lighter kind of operating system that can withstand millions of connections and still be very stable. So that operating system is the same operating system that you are taking into cloud to manage your services. So what I'm saying in one word is that when you are migrating or setting up your network in cloud, the operating system that you have in mind is not the small operating system that manages 300 computers or 700 computers or even 3,000 computers. What you are going to set up in cloud is usually servers that would run millions, that will run applications to which millions of people will subscribe. Applications like Uber, like Facebook, what other, like Zoom. These are applications that are running billions of subscribers simultaneously. Not Windows. Windows can't do that.